Right, morning everybody. Welcome to something different. We're not doing model railways today, we're actually walking a disused railway line. That's very local to me, here in Norwich. Well, I'm not actually in Norwich, I'm 4 miles north of Norwich on the old Midland, the Great Northern Joint Railway trackbed. And I'm going to walk from here all the way down to Norwich City station, showing you a few bits and pieces along the way. Currently in a cutting, not many cuttings on this section, and if you were to look at the map, Google Maps, my position would be roughly 4 miles north of the former Norwich City station. Now I know this line like the back of my hand because I've done a lot of preservation work on it at Hellesdon and City station. So I'm going to show you a few little gems along the way. So first of all, we'll start you with this. There we go. That is a former gradient post. You can see the bolt there. There you go. That's still in situ. Now a bit of a history. As I said, opened in December 1882. Was opened to passengers until February 1959, and freight survived until 1969. So yeah, built by the Lynn and Fakenham Railway Company. Then became the East Midlands Railway, and then in 1893 it became the Midland and Great Northern Joint Railway. Now the Midland and Great Northern Joint Railway carried on its own until 1923, and then we had the big four, the pre-grouping. That's the LNER, LMS, Southern Railway and Great Western. The LMS and the LNER shared responsibility of this M&GN track bed and all the services until 1948, and then it became British Rail. As I said, the line closed completely in 1969 and the track was lifted in 1973. Now what's great about being out here in the rural section is there's still quite a bit of post and wire fencing still there, being used by the farmer obviously, but he's reused the posts, put some barbed wire up there. You can see all the posts still in situ there, and on this side. So I just like ripped the track bed up and left all the posts behind. Now there is a few gems, as I said, along the way, and I'll point them out to you as we come along. So say, look at them posts, they're still in remarkable condition, aren't they? Really are good. Right, I'll come to you next when we get to the RiverTud. Right, we're not quite at the RiverTud yet, but I'll just show you this former crossing here. This was an old farm crossing. There used to be concrete posts here. I don't think they're still there. Yes, they are, yeah. If I try not to get myself pricked there, you can just see the concrete behind the brambles there. That's a concrete post, and the track used to come across here. As you can see, there's a concrete post just down here. There you go. That would have been a gate there. Now a lot of these posts were built by the Midland and Great Northern Joint Railways concrete works. You can still see where the gate was, and sometimes they have the Melton Constable Works stamp on it, but I can't. You can see where the old gate used to be, isn't that? Oh mate, that is quite incredible. And you can still see where the concrete bit there was to stop the gate from swinging. There's another post on this side, but obviously it's covered in ivy. So yeah, that would have prevented any access onto the track bed. You can just see them both there. Right, let's continue up. Before that, hang on, we've got some more concrete posts here. So they're still in situ. Look. I'm just looking for any marks on these posts. I don't think these are Melton Constable posts. There's no MRC marking on them. Now they disappear. That's just that one there. Just the one. Oh, what a day it is today. It's a typical autumnal day. It's very grotty, very kind of moist underfoot. Plenty of leaves dropping. And we'll continue our journey south towards Norwich City Station. Now there is a bridge coming up very shortly, and that's over the RiverTud, so we'll come to that in a very short while. I'll continue my walk while you take a break. So I can see the bridge over the RiverTud is coming up. I know there's a gradient post around here somewhere. Ah, there it is. There's another one. There you go. Look at that. It's like they ripped up the track and kind of left bits and pieces. There's a few gradient posts still in place. There's one hidden towards City Station. I'll show you that as we get closer. So we're coming up on the bridge over the RiverTud. Back in 1913, this bridge was kind of swept away by a very high river. It rained basically, and there was a lot of flooding in Norfolk, and this bridge we're coming up on had to be rebuilt. So I'll show you the bridge. Alright, so we're coming up on the bridge over the RiverTud. You'll see that that was rebuilt. This, you can see it, it's not an original bridge. This was all single track, by the way, out of Norwich City Station, with passing loops at Drayton and Reefham and Whitwell. So yeah, quite a lot of traffic down here for a single line. Passenger services from Cromer, Melton Constable, Leicester, Yarmouth. Yeah, so quite a bit. It's quite a lot for the old signalman to contend with, really, isn't it? So let's have a quick look at this bridge. There you go. There you have it. That is the bridge over the RiverTud. Yeah, very nice. So we continue our walk. We're now getting towards the place called Hellesdon. Forgot where I was then. That's the river, the bridge over the RiverTud behind me. And as we're getting towards Hellesdon, there's a lot more people on this track. And as we get towards Norwich City Station, you'll see a lot more people about. I think what I'm going to do is do this in two parts, because there's quite a bit to show you, really. And there's quite a few stories to tell you when we get down to Norwich City Station. Now, as far as I'm aware, and I can remember, because I haven't walked this route for quite a while, because I only do preservation work at Hellesdon and City Station, so I don't often get out this far. I've always wanted to do a walking video of this, because I know so much about it. I live quite near the old railway, so when I was born in 71, the tracks were still down. One of my earliest memories is my dad taking me to Hellesdon from my house, which is near the old track there, and it was snowing. And one of my first memories is walking along the old track. So I know that section from Hellesdon to Norwich like the back of my hand. You know, in my 52 years of being alive, I haven't walked from Hellesdon to Drayton very many times. So yeah, it's quite nice to do this video. Right, I'm going to switch off because I know there is another gradient post, but I think there's another few hundred yards down the track. Okay, blink and you'll miss it, is what I say. I can get myself pricked now, and ow! There's another gradient post in there. I don't know if you can just see that structure there behind all these brambles. There you go. So I'm currently about half a mile north of Hellesdon Station. Now the track rises here. It didn't used to rise, obviously, because tracks don't rise like this. This was still in the cutting, but you'll see some former tank traps here. These were put in World War II to stop any German invasion, because obviously Germans would have possibly come down the railway line with their tanks. So basically what the railway company did, I don't know if it was the railway company, but somebody, the MOD, I don't know, Department of War, decided to put some tank traps right across this railway line, and that had kind of rails across it as well. Obviously the rails weren't there when the trains were running through. So there's a structure there, and there we go. Look. That's nothing to do with it. There is these former tank traps. Look at that. That's one hell of a structure, isn't it? And they went across the railway line. So we're going to drop back now onto the track bed. There you go. You see the hole where the rails went through. Yeah. So let's continue going back down, and we'll come towards Hellesdon Station very shortly. Now, Hellesdon Station again opened December 1882. Again, Lynn and Fakenham Railway Company. The station building itself was built by Wilkinson and Jarvis of London. They were contracted to build the station buildings for Midland and Great Northern Joint Railway, or the Lynn and Fakenham Railway Company to start with. That's all a bit messy really, because you had the Lynn and Fakenham, Eastern Midlands, M&GN, LMS, LNER. You kind of get a bit mixed up when you're trying to talk about it. When I do walks and talks along this line, I don't go as far as here obviously, I go to City Station to Hellesdon. But you've got to try and remember all these different railway companies. Now again, Hellesdon was a single platform with one siding. Now that siding had cattle pens. They used to bring cattle down from the highlands and fatten them up on the grasslands the other side of the station towards the River Wensum. Now there was remains of a ground frame, but I don't mean they're still there, but there was a brick building which housed the ground frame. I think I've walked past it, to be honest with you. Fairly sure I have. If I do see it, I'll shout it out to you. So yeah, I think I will do, as I say, do this video in two parts. You can see where the land has gone outward, because there was a siding which kicked back called a head shunt. So the railway boundary is quite wide, from just over here all the way over to my right, about 20 metres. So I can see the platform of Hellesdon Station coming up now. And first I'll show you the old, hang on, this is remains of a brick structure. Now we're not sure, but we think the ground frame was here for the points to go into the siding at Hellesdon. We've kind of cleared it a little bit, but obviously the ivy's come over it again. If anyone does know what that is, I think it's part of the ground frame, because that would make sense. But if anyone knows any different, drop a comment. So I don't know if you can just about see the platform in front of you now of Hellesdon Station, but we're just going to go off the beaten track and just show you the old cattle dock. So I'm literally just going to come off here to my left, and there are some remains of some massive posts in here. I tell you, they are whoppers. It's very damp underfoot. It's probably going to be a bit squelchy. I hope I don't stack it. Right, so this is now track bed. This was the siding. There should be like remains everywhere around here now. I haven't been across to the old cattle dock for a while. There we go. Oh mate, here we are, look. There's another massive concrete post. I'm now actually going on to the former cattle dock. So this would have been a cattle pen. Not that there's much left of it. And I don't know if there's any posts or anything around here. Not sure. There you are, look. There's some more posts and stuff around here. Hello, someone's been doing a bit of fly tipping. Isn't that lovely? Kill what? So this is actually part of the cattle pen. Still there. Wow. So they would have gone on to the area behind there, in front of me, behind the cattle dock. That's the Highland, that's the old cattle, that is Highland cattle. And they would have been fattened up. Right, I'm still on the cattle dock, because there's bits of concrete and bits and pieces laying around. This is a former post. That bit there was in the ground to about there, and then that is post. The rest of that is post, and there's another one there beside it. So look at that. So that's the bottom, and that's the top. Wow. Right, I'll see if I can find the former wall of the cattle dock, because I'm now at the end of it. I've just got to try and get round And it's very, as I say, very squelchy and horrible around here. Right, let's see if I can find the wall. Right, I just tackled my way through there. Good job I wasn't recording because I was pricked to high heaven. There you go. I don't know if you can see that over the ivy, but that's the former cattle dock wall there. Hello, mate. Bloody heron just flew over. Right, so yeah, that's the former cattle dock platform, which goes all the way along here, and that's where they want to unload all the old cattle. It's still going, still going, still going, still going, and it kind of ends where this massive post is, though, where I went in. There you go. That's where we started, and I walked up on that incline there. Right, let's get back on the old track bed, and we'll show you the remains of Hellesdon station. Right, so the cattle dock is just to my left, and this is the remains of Hellesdon station. It had a large pavilion type waiting area, rooms, toilets, etc., ticket office, because the Lynn and Fakenham Railway Company decided to build a larger station building, so they thought that Norwich would grow. But unfortunately the station was closed by 1954 for passengers. So yeah, building a large pavilion building didn't really work, because they had two different styles, a small pavilion and a large pavilion. So you can see this post here, this is what we rescued and put back in place and painted it. That's what we call a mile post, and that's 50 miles and 3/4 from South Lynn. That's what that denotes. There you go, so there's the platform. That's the original running inboard posts, and we, as the Norfolk Railway Heritage Group, Friends of Norwich City Station, we designed a new board and we put that back where it should be. So the platform would have carried on. That footpath goes over the road up there, which is Marlpit Lane. It was a lovely bridge, but that got demolished in the 70s to get rid of a dogleg on the road. So we're now on the platform. We've got some signage that's been put up. There you go. Just get rid of this rubbish on here. So we're currently here at Hellesdon. We started roughly about there, and we're going to make our way all the way down to City Station. We'll see this bridge in a moment. There's a picture of the station looking towards City Station, and this is the area when it flooded back in 1912. Little geezer there in his boat having a sail down the side of the platform, and this is 1973 when the track was lifted. Now the station building itself is literally, as you can make out here, there's the running inboard which you just looked at, so the pavilion would have been where those trees are, and then the track would have carried on towards Norwich City Station. Now this little rose bush here, that survives. That was actually the station master's rose bush. He liked his roses so much that he had a rose bush on the platform, and it still survives to this day. So there's your view looking towards Melton Constable, Drayton, etc. And that's your view looking back towards Norwich City Station. Back in the day, you would have seen, as I say, a bridge in front of you. But unfortunately, that's been demolished. So we're going to cross over Marlpit Road, and then we'll show you a really, really lovely bridge. So I'll join you on the other side of the road. Weather's getting a bit grotty now. I think it's going to rain. So I've just crossed over the road there, which is no longer a road. Well, it is a road. There was a bridge there. That's what I'm talking about. So we're going to come up on the superb bridge 249, and I'll tell you all about this bridge when I get there. This track's getting very heavy with cyclists and walkers now. So here we have bridge 249, which was known as Hellesdon Bridge. It's called an A-frame bridge, and there was 3 built on the system. This was the second one. There was one at Norwich City Station. There is another one at Drayton. So yeah, quite a substantial bridge. These posts weren't originally here. They've been put in there to stop people jumping in the river. So this is the River Wensum. Slightly in flood. Looking good. And we have put these bridge plates back on Norfolk Trails. There's the Bridge 249. Originally that would have been cast iron. I'll give you a good view of the bridge now. There you go. That's looking towards Hellesdon. And we're going to continue towards City Station. As you can see, lots and lots of people wandering around, cycling. Give me some very strange looks, wondering what I'm doing. As I say, we're now coming towards urban areas now. We're out the countryside. Right, so the A-frame bridge is now behind me about 200 yards. There isn't really much to show you until we get to Sweetbriar Road, which is another roughly half a mile. So I'm just looking for anything else. I don't think there's anything else. There used to be a milepost down here years ago, like the one you just saw at Hellesdon. Well, we're not sure whether it's been kicked over, but we can't get to it because there's a fence there. But I'm just wondering whether that is actually there somewhere. I'd love to get behind there and have a good old dig around, but obviously I can't because there is a chemical works here on my left, and this fence goes all the way down towards Sweetbriar Road. I don't know if you can see that over there. See that through the gap there? Ooh. I don't think the camera's going to focus on it, but there is a gate post there if this was a crossing. So yeah, I'll show you the Sweetbriar Road bridge when we get there. There is nothing to show you here at all. There's the remains of a telegraph pole. I nearly got run over by a cyclist there. That was close. Yeah, no, there isn't any remains of the original post and wire fence really. There is, I can see some remains in there, but you can't see through the fence. I think a lot of these posts were removed. Like back up in where we started, there's so much stuff like remaining fence wise, but there's not a great deal along here. Now I do recall there is a fence post along here, but it looks really new. I don't know if I can find it. I might have walked past it, but it was a concrete post, and that's I've always wondered how old that was because the line was lifted in 73. No, I've gone past it, I think. Yeah, there it is. There it is. So that is very modern for a railway fence. I'm wondering whether British Rail, when they put that in, because it's not built by the Midland and Great Northern Joint Railway or the concrete works at Melton Constable. You can see where the tension wires were. There's no markings on it to say when it was made, but I've always wondered how old that actually is. Okay, there's nothing to see now until I get to Sweetbriar Road Bridge. So the next time you'll see a bit of film is when I get to the bridge. Right, we're nearly at the bridge. We're in a slight cutting on one side, but as I said, there's nothing really. Oh, I said there's nothing to see, but there is. That is a telegraph pole tensioner. Look at that. Still there, because they had telegraph poles every like 60 feet, and that is the remains of a tensioner. Sure, things leap out at you, don't they? I didn't even know that was there. I've walked this line how many times? Oh, blimey. You can tell we're getting towards the city. As I said, there's so many bikes coming past. I nearly got run over by one a minute ago. And look, we've got a scooter here that's just been dumped. What a place to dump it. Why would you dump it there? Surely you would take it home or take it to where it comes from or where your destination is. Why would you leave it there? Weird. There we go, that's what I mean. So many bikes and people coming past. Oh, so there's no one there now. So yeah, we're coming up on the Sweetbriar Road Bridge. As I said, look at this fence. It's just literally cutting half the track bed off. It's cutting still quite deep. There's more bikes coming. So you can probably hear the traffic noise. Sweetbriar Road, that's the Norwich's outer ring road. but we're coming up on Sweetbriar Road Railway Bridge. This was built in 1932 when the ring road was built. It wasn't built by the Midland and Great Northern Joint Railway. It's built by Norwich City Council. There you go. Look at that. So we're going to go underneath that. It's wide enough for 2 tracks as well. I don't know why they built it like that, because it was a single track and the line is here, and we've got all this space here. Look. You can see the remains of the telegraph stanchions. Should be telegraph wires going through there to the next signal box up the track, which have been Drayton. There you go, look, they're still there. Plenty of graffiti. Yeah, so we know we're getting near Norwich. I'll get a better view. Oh, you can tell there. People are getting angry already. Look, road rage. So there you go. There's a better view of it. Sweetbriar Road Bridge. There was a burst water main here last year, and they had to totally rebuild this embankment. Wow. Yeah. So yeah, we're now literally about a mile away from Norwich City Station. Yeah, look, you can tell you're getting near the bloody city. Look. Yeah, what we got? What are you? Police. Oh, right van. What does that tell you? So yeah, we're now again still in this little bit of a cut in. I think we're about a mile and a half out of City Station, and miles or so. There isn't a great deal here until I get to Malcross Road Bridge. So if I see anything, I'll come back to you, but I'll continue my walk. So we're still heading towards City Station, and we'll end the video at Malcross Road Bridge. After the track was lifted in 1973, it was just like a dusty old track all the way up to Drayton, and then later on it was paved, as you can see, and it's now known as Marriotts Way, or National Cycleway 1. Now the track is rising here. It didn't used to rise, obviously, but that's the entrance to Slowbottom Park, which is on my left hand side. There's loads of people about now, dog walkers and all sorts. So I'm going to go the rise and I'll just show you. You see the track bed carrying on there. I'll just show you the entrance to Slowbottom Park. This all used to be flat, you know. I don't mean this bit, but on my right hand side that was flat. This was all waste from the city. It was all dumped here, and it's just been left there. Look. That's quite high, considering this used to be flat. This ground here was actually level all the way to towards Drayton. The gradient posts that you've seen would have had 2 arms either side, with, you know, just straight out really either side, and that tells the crew that you're on flat and level land. Basically, if it was climbing, one of the arms would go up in the air, or if there's a drop, the arm would go downward. Now, yeah, so it became Marriotts Way. I can remember this just being a dusty old track as a kid. I used to walk along here with my dad, and he used to make pop guns out of I don't know what tree it was, but there was some kind of tree. He used to cut a piece of tree and make a wooden pop gun out of it. Does anyone else remember the pop guns? I can't remember what tree it was, but we used to come down here quite a bit. I'm just walking along here and just rambling because there is a hidden gradient post along here. It's so well hidden I always forget where it is. I hope I ain't gone past it. I think it's here. Is it there? There it is. Just about make it out on top of that stinger there. Ow! That's a stinger. Can you see the curvature of it there? It's still got white paint on it, look. Still got the white paint. I never noticed that before. But that's the hidden gradient post. So there ain't much more to show you, to be honest with you. Oh, there is a little bit around Sweetbriar Road Bridge, which may interest you if you're into railway history. And there is the remains of another bridge near a dyke about a few hundred yards further down here. I don't know if you'll be able to see the remains because it's all covered up, but I'll see if I can show it to you. Right, there was a bridge here. I don't know if you can see that brick parapet there. Just there used to be a dyke which came through here. We went through the other side. That's part of the bridge. There's iron piece here. I think what me and my guys will do from the Norfolk Railway Heritage Group, I think we're going to try and excavate this bridge. You can see the drop there where the bridge used to be, but that used to connect with a dike that's over there. It had the yeah, I was going to try and remember 24. Yeah, I'm trying to think the bridge number 24. Yeah, I think it was 248. 248. Yeah, possibly. I can't remember the bridge number. 249 is Hellesdon. 248A Sweetbriar Road Bridge. Yeah, 248. I'm fairly sure 248. I'm trying to remember these things in the back of my head. You know, do you know what I mean? You know the line like the back of your head. There's the two dikes. Look, that dike used to go through and under that bridge, and there's another dike on the other side. As I say, this was all flat and level land. That's all liable to flooding. Hence why you saw that picture at Hellesdon of the boat going down the side of the platform. So we're now going to come up on Mile Cross Road Bridge. Now this was built around 1921-22 to link the parish of Higham with the then Mile Cross estate, which was being built. Now there's some interesting little bits and pieces around this bridge, and if you have walked this line before you may not have noticed it. This bridge again was built by Norwich City Council. It almost looks the same as Sweetbriar Road Bridge, but it's not. It's slightly different because it's a lot earlier. But there are some concrete fence posts that bear the Melton Constable reinforced concrete markings on them, and they're dated as well. So if you do walk along this line from City Station outward, have a look at the posts. So you can see the bridge is now coming up, and we're looking towards Hellesdon there and towards City Station here. That dike is in full flow there. That one's lower. So now here we go, you can see it. Look at the leaves dropping, the wind is picking up. God, whoa. So some concrete posts there, and the former bridge plate for this bridge would have been on this metal piece here. And if you look at this post, it's got a date on it, 1922, and that was built at Melton Constable Works, part of William Marriott's reinforced concrete factory, and he produced lots of mass bits of concrete. Let's have a look at this one over here. I think this one bears a date, 1922. See that there? I'm just seeing, I know one of these has got the mark on it. There it is. So that was built in 1920. There you go. RMC, Melton Reinforced Concrete. There you go. Look at that. So I'm going to end this video here because it's now starting to get really rough. It's getting a bit windy and the rain is coming down. So the next video will carry on towards City Station. I'll just show you this post as well. There you go, RMC, and this one's dated 1920. How cool is that? So if you are walking this line, have a look. I think William Marriott painted reinforced concrete around about 1916. And that's your last look at Mile Cross Road Bridge. So I'm going to switch off now, and we'll continue this journey towards City Station in the next video. Oh mate, blown a hoolie. Oh, until next time, goodbye. Oh.